Okay, teacher, please let me to know now who is Eliza David. Hello.
Arvind sir, she is Elizabeth who has joined newly.
Okay, because I'm just on the new name, so I took. Okay. Okay, Ritu ma'am. Now you can start because number of teachers is showing 54 now. So you can start, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you. अरविंद सर,
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ मेरा शो कर रहा ना?
हाँ तुमको मैं आप है।
हाँ, yes.
नहीं 55 में शो कर रहा था ना सर, 54 बोल रहे थे।
No, okay.
Okay.
I hope I am audible, teachers.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Please, 1 minute. Please, no teacher will share anything. Okay. Please, you don't share your screen.
Okay. I hope everybody is able to see the screen. At any point, if there is anything that happens and you are unable to see, then please let me know. Yes. Sir, is it visible to all?
Yes.
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, everyone, once again. Knowledge is power, and education is the foundation of sustainable progress. As Benjamin Franklin once said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. So, with this quote, I begin today's session. Teaching and learning in any curriculum require common goals, shared responsibility and accountability between teachers and learners, and supportive or enabling environments to maximize success in learning. Effective learning is learning which is lasting and capable of being put to use in new and different situations. Learning has traditionally been conceptualized as theory-based on academic frameworks where achievement is judged by the ability to recall key points, information imparted, or details and sequences memorized. The leap from this to the ability to recall, act, and perform to set standards of ability and expertise is the leap to a framework based on competence. Now let's define what is competency-based education. Competences, as defined by educational experts, consist of three interrelated ingredients: a knowledge component, a behavioral component, a value component. So, a competent person performing a task will possess a combination of skills, knowledge, attitudes, and behaviors required for effective performance of the task or activity. A competence is defined as the holistic synthesis of these components. At another level, a competence again may be divided in three components or aspects. Let's see. It is the ability of a person to show a particular behavior in something, a particular context, a particular quality. A competency is more than just knowledge and skill. It involves the ability to meet complex demands by drawing upon and mobilizing psychosocial resources in a particular context. For example, the ability to communicate effectively is a competency known as recycling until mastery. This does not mean doing the same thing over and over again. Competency-based education promises to end the practice of repeatedly failing and retaining students. Difficulties or errors in learning are not embarrassments, but instead learning opportunities or the opportunity to gain new knowledge or skills in different ways. Competency-based education supports students' progression through their academic work towards proficiency and mastery, regardless of time, method, place, or pace of learning. A true competency-based education system promotes persistence and growth mindsets as fundamental principles of learning and teaching. Competency-based education systems and mastery-based learning provide ample opportunity for students to learn about persistence, resilience, and grit, and the seemingly intangible something other essential to success in life. Attributes of competency-based education. Understand how learners learn. Match principles of learning and teaching. Facilitate rather than control teaching. Model humility, critical thinking, respect, competency, and caring at all times. Support acquisition of knowledge, skills, and professional behaviors in all learning domains. Promote and expect learner accountability for learning. Provide timely, specific feedback on learner progress, beginning with learner self-assessment. Individualize learning experiences according to as the learner progresses throughout the program. These teacher characteristics and expectations contribute to learner success. They also demonstrate the shared responsibility of teachers and learners to reach the goal of competence. The most important characteristic of competency-based education is that it measures learning rather than time. Students progress by demonstrating their competence, which means they prove that they have mastered the knowledge and skills called competencies required for a particular course, regardless of how long it takes. While more traditional models can and often do measure competency, they are time-based, courses last about 4 months, and students may advance only after they have put in the study or application time. This is true even if they could have completed the coursework and passed the final exam in half the time. So while most schools and colleges hold time requirements constant and yet learning vary, competency-based learning allows us to hold learning constant and let time vary. Competence-based education programs build from the idea that it is more important to focus on outcomes, what a student knows and can do, than on inputs like how the student learns it, where the student learns it, or how long the student takes to learn it. This break from inputs means that CBE programs are free to explore new ways to help students learn and new dimensions of what constitutes a course. Some competency-based education programs are designed to allow students to learn in a variety of formats, sometimes drawing on open educational resources, including written materials, videos, recorded lectures, etc., or hands-on project-based learning. Many programs are also designed for students to progress at their own pace rather than at a pace dictated by semesters or credit hours. This means that motivated and efficient students can complete their degrees in less time. Teaching strategies need to be matched to the domain of learning. Let's briefly outline the various domains and how a competency-based curriculum may be implemented and the strategy that may be chosen. Psychomotor domain. Demonstrate the expected way to perform a given skill. Allow the learner to practice for a while and then ask for a return demonstration of that skill. Set up models or create a simulation exercise in the practical laboratory where learners can have repeated practice of skills with peers and or teacher supervision. Arrange for sufficient practical experiences requiring skill performance of the competencies under direct supervision. Create a valid and reliable assessment tool for use in determining competency in skill demonstration. Let's move on to the next, affective domain. Create values clarification exercises for personal values. Provide a framework for a written analysis of learner activities against the measurable outcomes. Structure opportunities for role play requiring recognition of different values and beliefs with time for discussion of how these differences may affect one's ability to perform the competency. Arrange for the discussion on different values and beliefs. Create a valid and reliable assessment tool for use in determining competency, good practice, and integrity, respect for all. Cognitive domain. Develop case studies from actual practice requiring discovery or problem-based learning to determine the most appropriate evidence-based approach to competency. Support learner-led discussions, structure debates to address practical situations. Always require that the learner provide their reasons or rationale for their responses to knowledge questions or plans. Avoid the temptation to answer every learner question, especially when the learner knows or should know the answer. There are other strategies that include self-study modules with suggested learning activities, action with fellow learners and teachers. It is important that teachers provide ample time for discussion or dialogue and clarification of concepts to be learned. They also need to encourage and help the learner use their own knowledge and ideas to find possible solutions. One of the most effective teacher strategies for guiding the learner to discover how to proceed or act is called Socratic questioning. The primary purpose of Socratic or higher order questioning is to encourage the learner to challenge how they are thinking, what they are thinking, and what revision of their thinking will lead towards their goal of becoming a competent. Each of these teaching strategies are aimed at helping the learner develop new ways of thinking about what they are learning, encouraging them in their discovery of new knowledge and skills, using critical thinking, and supporting their efforts to integrate this new learning into their practice. The teacher becomes a coach or facilitator of learning rather than an all-knowing sage telling the learner what to learn, how to learn it, and what to do with the new learning. Competency-based learning is a way of structuring learning activities so that the individual learner can meet a predetermined set of competencies. Given that learners have a variety of ways of learning or learning styles, it is important for them to recognize that competency-based learning will require that they actually perform or do rather than learn by observing. Observation, reflection, and listening are important learning activities, but competency education. Now, there are several learning activities that are competency-based. Examples follow up. Some of these activities follow related to the domain of learning. Now, this relates to psychomotor domain. Review written description of a particular skill, that is text, handouts. Take time for repeated practice of skills in the safety using models, simulation if available, or peers as patients, supervised by teachers until mastery of the skill is demonstrated. Seek out practical experiences that allow the learner to increase confidence as well as competence in the skills required. Affective domain. Review text for content on definition of values. Participate in selected values clarification exercises for personal values provided by teachers, self-study or group work. Write up an analysis of a code of behavior and values and share with peers and teachers. For many learners, becoming a competent begins with observing positive role models of practice to reflect on. This is who a competent person is. This is what a competent person does. For many learners, becoming a competent begins with observing positive role models of practice to reflect on. Now, the cognitive domain. Competency-based learning requires high levels of critical thinking and reflection. Such skills are learned best with some form of discovery-based learning or problem-based learning. The goals of discovery or problem-based learning include helping learners become active participants in and take responsibility for their own learning. Encouraging the development of critical thinking by supporting learners' efforts to retrieve and retain knowledge and apply it in practice, and creating learners would develop the habit of lifelong learning in order to stay current in practice. Teamwork is an essential component of this type of learning, as many learning activities are structured for groups of learners working together to discover the best solution to a given need or problem in both theoretical and practical work. Other cognitive learning activities, creating and following an individualized learning plan, self-directed reading, and completion of suggested activities that will add to one's knowledge and experience base, and self-directed use for resources related to topics being learned. Prepare for and lead seminar discussions. Keep a journal or log of progress in learning. Pedagogical considerations in competency-based education. Competency-based education must include attention to the learner's needs and styles, providing the time needed for the learner to acquire and repeatedly perform or demonstrate the expected competencies, that is, knowledge, skills, professional behaviors, and creating a supportive environment for learning. Competency-based education can be pursued through various teaching approaches. However, all curricula need to be evidence-based and outcome-focused, and all teaching strategies need to be matched to their learning domain, that is psychomotor, cognitive, and affective. Competence-based learning places an emphasis on powerful or rich learning environments that enable students to engage in meaningful learning processes. The most distinctive features of this approach may be meaningful contexts. The teacher will create or look for meaningful contexts in which students will, in a natural way, experience the relevance and the meaning of the competences to be acquired. Multidisciplinary approach. Competences are holistic, and as a consequence, the educative approach needs to be integrative and holistic too. Constructive learning. The philosophy of competence-based education has its roots in the social constructivism. So learners engage in a process of constructing their own knowledge by interaction with their environment, rather than as a process of absorbing the knowledge that the traditional teacher might transfer to them. By focusing on the construction of models, products, guidelines, rules of thumb, reports, or other tangible outputs, the learning easily and naturally will turn out to be constructivist. Cooperative, interactive learning with peers and teachers. The basic idea behind competence-based education is to help learners to develop and construct their own knowledge and seek ways to make optimal use of other people's competence in their learning journey. This is what social constructivism is about. For learning outcomes aimed at developing individual and personal competences, the approach must take diversity of learner needs into consideration to meet the learner's goals and objectives. This requires an open approach in which education includes dialogues between learners and educators about expectation, needs, goals, choices, etc. Discovery learning. Discovery learning, as opposed to receptive learning, means making content available and accessible, and that the way of acquiring this knowledge or competences could not be just a process of providing information, but should always be embedded in a discovery-based approach. Reflective learning. Competence-based learning also places an emphasis on the learning processes of the learner. As the learner reflects on their own needs, motivation, approach, progress, results, etc., they develop learning competencies that may be considered learning to learn. Personal learning. In the competency oriented theories, learning is conceived as a process of constructing the learner's own personal knowledge and competencies. Information, knowledge, strategies only become meaningful for a person if they become an integral part of their own personal body of knowledge and competencies. In education, this implies that students need to be able to identify with the context, the persons, the situations, and interests that are included in the learning domains involved. As we know, CBE leads to learning is anytime, anywhere, learning is authentic and connected, learning is student owned, learning is community supported. This would be actually the outcome once we include competency based education. An important aspect to competency based education is that practice based learning requires direct supervision and multiple opportunities for the learners to demonstrate their competency in practice over a period of time. Competency objectives must include outcomes, criteria, performance standards, conditions that are tangible, measurable, and relevant. Implemented effectively, competency based education can improve quality and consistency, reduce costs, shorten the time required to graduate, and provide true measures of student learning. It is required to measure student learning rather than time, harness the power of technology for teaching and learning. Computer mediated instruction gives the best ability to individualize learning for each student because each student learns at a different pace and comes to college knowing different things. This is a fundamental requirement of competency based education. Fundamentally change the faculty role. When faculty serve as teachers holding scheduled classes for a prescribed number of weeks, teaching takes place at the lecturer space. For most students, this will be the wrong pace. Some will need to go more slowly, others are able to move faster. Competency based learning shifts the role of the faculty from that of a sage on the stage to a guide on the side. Faculty members work with students, guiding learning, answering questions, leading discussions, and helping students synthesize and apply knowledge. Defining competencies and develop valid, reliable assessments. The fundamental premise of competency based education is that we define what students should know and be able to do. And they graduate when they have demonstrated their competency. This means defining competences very clearly. People learn at different rates and in different ways, so a handful of demonstrations or activities may be sufficient for one learner to demonstrate competence, while the same level of performance of the skill with another will require much more to meet the same learning outcome. This understanding of the learner and learner needs is the primary reason why competency based education may include direct observation of competency demonstration over time and the clear definitions and classifications of learning outcomes and objectives. So here we are ending the session.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you everybody for being present. Yes, sir.
Then we can send the link now, no?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay.
Your responses are most welcome, teachers. If you would like to say something, anyone? This was just a little information about what is competency-based education.
Good evening, teachers. If you want to say something about today's training, then you can say. Rita ma'am.
Is Rita ma'am here or is sir here? Anyone? So then shall we leave?
Ma'am, just wait for
Yes, I'm there.
10 minutes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, I'm here. Yes.
Okay.
Very good, Ritu ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir.
Well presented. A good effort.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
रितु टीचर फीडबैक फॉर्म दीजिए.
फीडबैक फॉर्म भेज दिया गया है वंदना मैम. देखिए उसमें चैट बॉक्स में देखिए भेजा गया है.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ritu.
Good evening, Udita.
It was a great session, Ritu. Informative, crisp, clear, and enlightening slides. Okay, so great job. Thanks,
you.
Ritu.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good evening, Ritu. A very
evening,
nice
Aisha.
session. A very nice session, very informative. But I would like you to share the slides because I could not jot down the important points. So,
I'll share the whole presentation.
a very
Okay,
nice and informative session, Ritu. Thank you. Thank you. And
Thank you.
do share the slide because I was noting it down, but I couldn't. Sorry for that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you, Ankita teacher. Thank you, Pooja.